creatures of the night. It's your girl Tati. Let's talk about AEW Dynamite. This is a go home show for Double or Nothing, which is on Sunday. I will be doing a watch along, so come on over on Sunday and have a good time with us. We always have fun when it comes to these watch alongs. Now, I have not done a review since last Wednesday because I'm just kind of feeling frustrated with AEW Ring of Honor. While I don't feel like it's horrible, it's like the entertainment level and what I know pro wrestling to be, or what I want pro wrestling to be, it's just not there right now. And there's a lot of room for improvement. And last week I was just really frustrated. But here we are today with our go home show for Double or Nothing. Now, I do want to point something out before I get into the details of the show. Last year, AEW had the whole Anarchy in the Arena thing with BCC and Elite storyline, which I did enjoy. However, that took in the place of being main event at their pay-per-view, and then we have MJF, who is world champion, taking a back seat from that. Now, here we are, fast forward a year later. While we don't really know which match is going to end the show, AEW is saying that Double or Nothing is a triple main event show here, because obviously a lot of people have been complaining about what might be the main event on the show. So now they're saying it's a triple main event, whatever. We're making that same mistake again, Tony Khan, where you are prioritizing established wrestlers over your young and up-and-coming stars like Swerve, who has the world title right now, kind of like when MJF had the world title last year, and you kind of push them aside because you feel like this Young Fucks, Elite, and all this stuff is more important than anything else going on these shows. And I just don't understand how you had an amazing segment, what we had with Swerve tonight, not in the show, because to you what's more important is whatever the Young Bucks are doing or whatever. And this has nothing to do with them being heel and taking over the show. It was absolutely what they did last year, which was prioritize these more established stars. When are we going to push these young stars to really be, big champions, to be the next generation of guys that are going to take over? Meanwhile, y'all focusing too much on the wrong people, I think. I really do feel like that. And for me, in terms of how the show ended, we could have went with a whole segment with Swerve that was really, really cool with Christian, and they just didn't go that way because to them, whatever the Young Fucks and them are doing is more important. Anyway, we started off with tag team action. Roderick Strong, Trent Beretta. They look like the perfect tag team together, to be honest with you. They look great together versus Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay. Now, I'm looking at Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy. I'm just like, two of AEW's golden children are teaming up here, and I just didn't see them losing here. And it's just, I'm annoyed with how they booked those two guys here. And surprise, surprise, they end up taking the L here. But one of them had to be the one to get pinned here, and we end up having Orange Cassidy getting hit by an End of Heartache by Roderick Strong for the win. And I was just like, it makes sense. Orange Cassidy being here for a while, and here's Will Ospreay, who hasn't been here too long. He's taking all the W's, and plus he's going for the title, so it makes more sense for him to not be pinned or whatnot. They get into this whole thing here because the Undisputed Kingdom has been ringside, causing distraction throughout the match, and then Wardlow comes out and attacks Will Ospreay. And Wardlow, my God, like, what is going on? What are they doing with this guy? I have no clue. They end up leaving Ospreay all bloodied up. Meanwhile, we have Trent Beretta, who has Orange Cassidy in the Hell's Gate outside of the ring. And I'm just like, that's it? You're just going to keep him in a submission until he passes out? Beat the shit out of him. I'm not convinced, Trent Beretta. You're hot. You're sexy. I really think you're a talented wrestler. But you're not truly getting in fully into this heel mode that I really feel like he could get into, and he's just taking it. He's being a nice heel or anything. I don't know how to explain it. He ain't there for me right now in terms of being the heel that I always thought that he could be. He's just a little bit too nice. Now, after this, we have what's his name? The Young Fucks and them. They're backstage. and they're telling security guards, oh, here's a sign, here's these little flyers here. This is a picture of Darby Allin. If you see this motherfucker come in the building, get his ass out of here. So they'll be passing out flyer to the security guard. One of the security guards looked like he's like a brother of the Young Bucks. And for whatever reason, I kept staring at him, just like, wait, what? Is that your brother that's being a security guard? I don't know. It was funny. But anyway, so they're just on the lookout for them. And then here comes Sanjay Dutt, who comes there, and he goes like, thanks for putting Satnam on the main event with Bryan Danielson. If he wins, he wins. If he doesn't lose, we'll make sure that Bryan isn't able to even get up at the end of this match. Now, he also snaps his pencil like he normally do, but he almost kind of didn't break it, whatever. Now, Bang Bang Gang comes out after this. Oh, boring. They're walking around with 3 sets of titles. For what reason, I don't know. They should only be walking around with 2. And they have so much titles in between them that they actually have a wagon with them so they can put all the titles in so they can walk around with, because it's too much to walk around with 9 titles. Right. That makes so much sense as to why you guys need to be walking around with 9 titles between the 3 of y'all. Doesn't make sense, but whatever. They have a really boring ass promo talking about Pac. They keep pretending like they don't even remember Pac's name. The audience was quiet as fuck. Matter of fact, somebody in the audience who wrote this shit. Like, you can literally hear it so clearly as if this person was on a microphone, because it was so quiet. Matter of fact, for the most part, this audience, it was in Bakersville, in Cali, they were so quiet, too fucking quiet to me. And I feel like that put things a little bit down watching the show, because it's just like, it sounded like they were in an empty arena for at least that first hour. Now, here comes Pac interrupting them on the big screen, and he's like, oh, it's been an unfair advantage of the 3 of y'all attacking me. I got myself some amigos, some hermanos, and all of a sudden, here we are, Death Triangle, back together again. Ray Phoenix, I don't know what protein shakes you taking, what supplements you taking, what gym you work out at, but holy shit, he was jacked as fuck. I couldn't believe it. Just looked absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see what it is that's going to happen with these guys. They do come into the ring and they have a little scuffle, and it's just whatever, whatever. The titles better be on the line. And if they're having a match at the pay-per-view, I hope they get one of those titles. All right. This is one of the things that happened on the show that made me turn my fucking camera off during the show, because it was just like, what is this? So we have this FTW Championship #1 contender match, whatever foolishness. So we have Brian Keith, Hook, and Kazuchika Shibata. They're in the ring and they're fighting for their opportunity to be #1 contender for the FTW title. That don't mean a damn fucking thing in AEW. That's not what I said. That's what Tony Khan said. Matter of fact, this title is not even recognized by the company, and I don't understand what people are fighting for. Anyway, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, in that purple ass jacket, is sitting doing commentary. Big Bill standing like a fucking statue behind Chris Jericho while they're on commentary. This match was I'm just gonna say for what it is. We're gonna beat the fuck out of Brian Keith together. That's what this was. This was like a handicap match for the most part, where at the end, after beating the hell down on my boy Brian Keith, okay, which is a phenomenal wrestler. I've seen him wrestle in person. I've seen him on TV. He's really, really great in the ring. I just don't understand what they did here. But Shibata puts him in a figure 4. While he's doing that, Brian Keith looked like maybe he might tap. Maybe. And then here comes Hook putting him in the red rum at the same motherfucking time. Doesn't take long for Brian Keith to tap. And then the referee goes to ring for the bell. And then raises these 2 idiots. No, I'm sorry. Shibata's not an idiot. I'm sorry. Raises Hook's arm and raises Shibata's arm. And both of them are the winner. And Chris Jericho's just like, well, I don't give a fuck. I'll still go against both of y'all. So now we have a triple threat match for the FTW title. Since when the FTW title even meant something in this company? No matter what, Hook is always going to be the one going for this title because there's nothing else you can go for because he's not that great in the ring. All you can do is a couple of Germans, a couple of variations of some suplexes, and a red rum. What else can you do, Hook? Over it. I couldn't believe this was literally a handicap match on Brian Keith for these two guys to win, to go against both of them, to go against Chris Jericho. I can't believe it. Whatever. After this, we do have a video package of Willow Nightingale and Mercedes. And this time, this is the first time that I think they've ever played the footage from last year from their match when they were both going for the New Japan Openweight women's title, which was whoever wins this would be the inaugural champion, in which I do believe 100% that title was meant for Mercedes to win. Mercedes gets injured and Willow ends up taking the title. So they actually showed that footage, which was great. And now I don't know. I'm looking forward to that match. Can't wait to see what Mercedes is going to do with Willow Nightingale. I love you, girl, but you're not retaining the title. Now, they disappoint us some more with Takeshita versus Matt Sydal. And you look at these two guys, they are so amazing in the ring. And I'm just like, yes, they're going to fucking kill it. It's going to be probably match of the night. I can't wait to see this. They had my boy Takeshita job out Matt Sydal. Matt Sydal didn't really even do anything. Probably didn't even raise a fucking finger. And Takeshita won. I was expecting Takeshita to win, yes, but Matt Sydal did nothing. Matt Sydal has been wrestling for a very long time. He is definitely one of the best guys on their roster. He's definitely been used as, I guess, one of the carpenters in AEW. So he takes a lot of L's, but he helped make a lot of people look good. This time, it was like absolutely he was defenseless and Takeshita wins. Now, what makes things worse? Now, Takeshita does continue an attack on Matt Sydal, and Jon Moxley comes out. I wasn't expecting Moxley to come out. I was like, Moxley probably got better things to do than be on the Go Home show. And he actually comes on. He comes through the crowd. He goes into the ring to Takeshita, and he takes a microphone and hits Takeshita in the head, and Takeshita just laid out onto the ground, and just lays there. And I'm just like, what? And then Mox gets on the mic and said, I'll see you at Double or Nothing. And I'm just like, wait, what? You came to tell him that y'all was going to have a match at Double or Nothing when we already knew this since last week? Something about this did not feel good. I love Mox. However, why are we putting Sydal in a situation where he couldn't defend himself at all? Why is Takeshita in this situation where he beats Sydal in what seems pretty much of a squash match, and he goes and attack him, and y'all bring Moxley just to hit him with a microphone for him to lay his ass out? And I just could not believe that. Something just felt so weird to me, where it's just like, Takeshita is better than this shit. And you wonder why Takeshita, on an interview last week, talking about he's not enjoying his time in America because y'all got him in some foolishness up in here. I couldn't believe it at all. At this point, I was losing a little bit of hope in the show because I don't know what's going on here. Tony Khan, get it together. All right. Up next, Nick Wayne versus Swerve Strickland for the billionth time. I'm not going to lie. This was not the best matchup they've had. They've had plenty of matches in the indies. And they've also, I think, only one match in AEW together, which was Nick Wayne's first match in AEW, which I didn't think was his best out of the matches that he's had with Shane. But it is what it is. Whatever. Now, Swerve takes the win with a house call. I do believe the title was on the line. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't even matter. Swerve wins. And after this, we do have Kill Switch, who comes out of thin air practically and attacks Swerve. And then the whole patriarchy comes out there. And, Swerve is trying to get away. No one's out here to help him or whatnot. Now, Christian ends up running away when Swerve finally gets a moment to, I guess, chill out for a second and gets, Nick Wayne and Kill Switch out the ring. Now he's chasing our stepdaddy, Christian. Now they make it to the back. Cameraman is just literally running like a track star, trying to catch up with them or whatnot with the camera. They make it outside. and Christian sees a car, and for the millionth time, Christian sees a car, and he goes for it. Now he starts to drive, but then another car comes and blocks him from moving any further. Cameraman runs up to the other car, and it's Prince Nana drinking a coffee, and he's swerving and driving, and I was just like, I screamed. For any of y'all who watched the watch along, I'm sorry for screaming in your ear. Now, he blocked it. Now that gives Swerve an opportunity to, have a fight with Christian. They're fighting in the parking lot. They're fighting on top of the car. It's absolutely so cool. And you could tell people are really enjoying this segment here. And I absolutely loved it. Now, Christian does ends up making a run forward or whatnot. And it's cool. Swerve stood up tall for once in this whole storyline, and he looked absolutely amazing. This right here could have been perfect to end the show, but instead we end up some foolishness with the Elite in the end. Now after this, we have what I feel like is the best match of the whole fucking show. Kyle O'Reilly versus Malachi Black. Their styles are so similar, and I didn't realize this until you actually get a chance to see these two in the ring. Kyle has been killing it. Malachi, they're finally letting this guy do some singles matches after almost 2 years of him being in the company and no singles matches, which is wild to me. And they put on a really great match. They have such a similar style that complements each other. I would love to see these two in the future get back in the ring. However, Malachi takes the win here. No Buddy Matthews, no Brody King, no Julia, nobody came out here. However, after this, we do have this red light or whatever that comes on. And then out of the blue, we have Adam. He's on the screen. I don't know what he said, but he's looking like a silver daddy. And that right there was enough for me. And then Malachi gets this blood bath, this blood thing coming from the ceiling of the venue, and it's all falling over him. People probably in the first few rows probably got hit with it too. It was so cool, and I absolutely loved it. We got to see Adam Copeland. He is just smiling, and he's looking unhinged. He's definitely taken to a place that he's going to need to be at mentally to go against Malachi Black in this barbed wire cage match on Sunday. This match is going to be so good. I cannot wait. All right, dare I say, the second match that I actually enjoyed the most tonight was Mariah May, Toni Storm versus the Outcast, which is Harley Cameron and Saraya. Saraya, girl, we haven't seen you in the ring since God knows when. This was actually fun. Toni Storm is 100% in this character, more than 100% in this character. And it's so fun to see how she's just transformed. And man, I just love to see it. I love to see it. This is what I'm talking about when I say pro wrestling don't have characters anymore. Everybody just want to go out there and just be themselves. And it doesn't work out like that for probably the most part. Now, this match was really, really fun. Harley, I do feel like she looked better here than last week. Saraya, like I said, we haven't seen her in a while, so she looked great as well. And obviously Mariah and Toni ends up winning this match. Makes sense. But then we had Serena Deeb, who comes and hits Luther with a chair to the back. Luther don't bother nobody. Luther doesn't have any issues with anybody. Well, you know what? He has issues with Mariah May, but that's different. But Luther doesn't bother anybody. She gonna hit Luther. And then here we have, she puts this chair on Toni Storm. Toni Storm is laying down and she sits on the chair. And Toni is tapping as if she's being in a submission or whatnot. Oh, Serena Deeb is great in the ring. She's boring as fuck. There's nothing else to say here. Now, main event. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, my boy, versus Satnam Singh, of all people. Now, when I heard about this a couple of days ago, I laughed and I was just like, no, I'm not watching this. Truth of the matter is, it's not that Satnam is horrible. Well, I mean, he is. It's the thing that we've hardly ever seen him in the ring, so we can't say if he's good. So most people are going to see this and just be like, wait a motherfucking minute. This is the main event. People have never seen Satnam really do anything in the ring, and that's just the truth. He comes in there, probably chops somebody, choke slam, and that's it. Like, we really never truly seen him go in the ring. This match is not good. It's not good. Exactly what you thought was not good. We had Jay Lethal and them ringside. And at first, it really wasn't doing anything in terms of, like, how can I say, like, being physical, but obviously their presence was felt ringside. And just when it seemed like Satnam was getting his ass whooped, there was some mistakes made. There was a lot of mistakes made. I don't know who came up with this. I really don't. I could imagine Brian just being like, hey, let me give Satnam a little try and see what he could do in the ring. Let me just say I went against him for once. And it just didn't turn out to be great. It was not a great main event. Now, when Satnam is literally about to lose, we do have Jay Lethal and them getting involved physically. They're beating up on Brian. And then out of the blue, here comes the Young Fucks. They come out there. And then all of a sudden, they have this envelope that they hand over to, what's his name? Sanjay. And Sanjay opened it. He's looking. He's seeing the money in there, whatever. And I'm just like, they paid y'all to do this, so it doesn't even matter if Satnam would have win or whatever. But once again, we are taking up some time, the main event spot, away from our boy Swerve for this foolishness. But whatever. Now, while they're doing that, we're just waiting to see, well, who's going to come out and help our boy Brian. FTR were not clear to be on. And then here comes Darby Allin, who comes... Well, oh, wait. Darby Allin comes out, but guess what? Who dropped his motherfucking ass off to go over there? It was Tony Khan. When Darby gets out of the car, then the window rolls down and he gives a dap to Tony Khan. I'm just like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. It was funny and a little bit surprising to see Tony Khan here so soon. But anyway, he goes over there. Tony stays in the car. Darby goes over there. He has like this blowtorch thing that's bigger than him he's holding. And he just unleashes fire or whatever. And everybody's scared of them. They put, I think, Nicholas through a table. And Nicholas is crying because he got like a scratch or two on the side of his stomach that he's crying about. They keep showing us this little scratch where it's just like, I mean, I need a magnifying glasses to really see that scratch. Like, why you keep showing this? Whatever. It's... I don't know. They really, really want us to feel like this is the most important story going on in AEW. And maybe it is. Maybe it could have been. However, it's not as entertaining as they think it is. Because sometimes it just feels like to be a little messy. And then, like I said, the most entertaining thing in terms of, these segments was Swerve. Swerve and Christian, Prince Nana and them. That was more entertaining. It would have been a really cool way to end off the show. But instead, we're focusing again on these guys that had already been there and done that in this company where it's just like, I get it. Y'all the elite. Y'all think y'all above everybody. But does it have to always feel this way where it's just like, it's not as great as you think it is, Tony Khan or whoever else it is that think that this is just the coolest storyline ever? Put our champion... Stop putting him in the middle of the fucking show. Stop putting him to open the show. Everywhere but the main event on these shows, I don't understand what's going on. Now, if this had happened just one time or two times where Swerve was just thrown in the middle of the show, all right, whatever. This is every week. Every week where y'all just throw him in the middle of the show and that's it. That's what we're doing with our champion. We did this last year with MJF up until the point where it took months and months and months and months for us to truly feel like MJF was at the top of the company. And is that the same route y'all going with Swerve? I don't understand it at all. You guys, this episode, I would say the first hour, trash. Up until the end of Swerve matches where things really start picking up with the show. Main event is not great in terms of what a match should be, but we should have already known that. The way they ended the show was whatever. It was whatever, and it wasn't all that. But we'll see what happens. We do have Ring of Honor tomorrow, which I'm dreading. We do also have Rampage, which is going to be at 6 o'clock Eastern on Friday. Then we have Collision Saturday Night Live, and then we have the pay-per-view on Sunday. They still have some time to make things feel a little bit better with going into Double or Nothing. We'll see. We'll see. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I love talking about pro wrestling. I love it so much. Thanks for watching. Bye.